Hello and welcome to Raise Them Wild episode 3, where I am interviewing myself. Partly because I didn't have anyone lined up and we had a week away in Italy. Currently I am in Tuscany walking through a beautiful vineyard. The sprog, my 3-year-old daughter, is asleep. The afternoon nap, which we are still pushing because it gives me and the wife 2 hours of peace in the afternoon, which we all need a little bit of peace every now and again. So I'm in Tuscany this week, and I just wanted to share there's lots of lizards around for a start. I wanted to share what I've learned about this week in Tuscany. A week away. The wife planned it mainly. She did a really good job actually. We visited Rome, we did all those things, we went around all the towns you meant to see, saw Siena, saw the San Grimano, whatever it's called, up the road. Beautiful towns, ate some wonderful pizza, wonderful pasta, did all the things you expect to do when you're on holiday in Italy. But my favourite day, and the best day, that was my best day and the wife's best day and the sprog's best day, was a couple of days ago when we did nothing really. We sat around, we braved the pool, which was an unheated, freezing cold pool. And we sat, we enjoyed each other's company, we read, we chatted, we did some games, Uno, the classic game Uno, played Uno. We didn't have any TVs on, didn't have our phones out, didn't have any screens, just spent time together, and it was absolutely wonderful and bliss. And my lesson that I've learnt from this week in Tuscany is that you don't have to do what everyone else wants you to do when you're on holiday, especially, well, anytime really, but when you're on holiday especially. Just do what you want to do. Don't do what everyone else expects you to do. Don't go and see the things that everyone else expects you to see. Do what you want. So that same day, I took the sprog down this same very hill I'm walking now, and we went to the bottom of the hill where there's a dried out riverbed, and we walked along in the dried mud next to the riverbed, and we spotted tracks of animals. So I was looking at deer tracks, we were looking at dogs, tractors, we saw the footprints of people, we saw the footprints of, I'm pretty sure it was an otter, not 100% sure, but pretty sure, and it was brilliant. So that was my lesson learned of Tuscany. But a bit more about me. So my name is John Doolan. Sorry, I didn't even introduce myself. This is my podcast. It's called Raise Them Wild. It's about parents who are trying to raise their kids adventurously, because, well, for a few reasons. One, I would love to raise my daughter more adventurously. Currently, we have our issues. We have the TV, which is one of my main bugbears. We don't get outside nearly enough, me included. But so, one, I want to be more adventurous, but two, I want to inspire other people to be more adventurous with their kids. I want to inspire other people to get out more with their kids. Because getting outside is just so important. Not only that, like I say, the other day was my favourite day of the holiday so far. Just going for a little stroll down to the dried out riverbed and looking at footprints. Not only was that the best thing about the holiday, but just getting outside, getting some fresh air, getting the sunshine on your face. You just can't beat those sort of things. So, yeah, that's why I'm set up this podcast. And what I'm asking is for you out there, if you are a parent and you want to raise your kids adventurously, please get in touch with me. Email is john_doolan@hotmail.com. That's JON_DOOLAN@hotmail.com. Or go to my website, JONDOOLAN.com, johndoolan.com. It's John without an H. Go to those two routes. Find me on Twitter, find me in all places, at John Doolan1 on Twitter. Find me, and I want to come and talk to you. I want to talk to you about why you want to raise your kids adventurous. I want to talk to you about what you've done whether it's going down to a river and looking at footprints, or whether it's been something more adventurous, like I talked to someone the other day who took their little girl on a hike around Canada, or and that was Mel Finlater, and I talked to Kev Mary about how he just takes his kids down swimming down rivers. That's great. That's absolutely perfect. That's exactly the sort of motivation that's going to get other parents taking their kids outside and into the fresh air. And I want you guys to get in contact with me so I can talk to you and share your stories, because everybody's got a story, everybody's got inspiration that they can share with other people. You guys just talking to each other, just getting your message out there, will help more and more people get their kids away from the Xboxes, away from the TV, and get out there and enjoy this beautiful countryside. Well, UK countryside, I'm in Italy right now, but the beautiful countryside we live in, the beautiful outdoors that we live in, the wonder, this spectre that we have of this world that you just can't get from inside watching TV. You just can't get playing Xbox and talking to other people in other houses and other buildings and other rooms. We need to be with each other. We need to be talking to each other, sharing each other our experiences, getting off our phones, getting off our Xboxes, being together. And I want to hear your stories. So if you've got anything to share, any stories you want to give to me, then please get in contact. And while we're here, inspiration. So, yes, we went down to the river there. So the question I always ask of the people I interview, what's the best thing you've ever done? And with my sprog, the best thing I've ever done was we climbed Mount Cairngorm. Well, almost. So I was talking to Mel Finlater about climbing mountains, and it's exactly the same thing. Children and mountains, it's a difficult mix. It's really, really difficult. It's not just simply walking up, but there are lots of things that can make it so much easier. So when we went to Scotland, the first time I've ever, well, been to Scotland once before, but only flying through it. First time I've ever spent some significant time in Scotland. Beautiful weather, stunning, absolutely gorgeous countryside, and we're up in the mountains. We spent some days rowing on locks, we spent some days hanging out with reindeer, and it was brilliant. But the bit that stood out, Cairngorm Mountain, we got to it's a ski resort, so we got to the bottom of the ski resort, and we started hiking, walked all the way up, and like I said, kids, mountains difficult. Things to do, bring food. So halfway up the mountain, she was eating grapes, she was tucking into a sandwich, playing games. Who can be the first one to reach that rock? Who can be the first one to find snow, because it was that high up in the mountain, and walking up the snow and crunching through it. All those new experiences that they absolutely love. Playing games, I Spy, classic. Who can't go wrong with I Spy? Great stuff. Play the games all the way up and try and get as far as you can. Little motivations, lots of little stops, lots of little rest. They've only got tiny little legs. We've got to give them lots of rest. So we got all the way up to the top, and near the top of the mountain they've got a cafe. Cairngorm Mountain. So she almost made it to the cafe. I had to lift her for the last 100 metres or so, just because the ice was just so treacherous. But that's not a loss. She still walked all the way up. She got to the cafe. My wife's happy because she loves a cup of tea. Stopped in the cafe, had a cup of tea, had a bit of cake. Then we had an issue because the sprog found the toys. There's a pile of toys there. She dived in the toys, and I was like, do you want to do the last little stretch to the top of the mountain? No, not a chance. No, can't drag away from the toys. But there we go. So did the last stretch on my own, but I was so proud of her. She got almost to the top of the mountain all on her own, apart from that little stretch. Almost to the mountain all on her own. And the other great thing, because we planned this, thought about it ahead of time, at the top of the mountain there is a train that brings you back down. Sweet. So we didn't have to walk all the way down as well. So like I say, getting yourself plans, bring some food, have some games prepared, and if you can, pick a mountain where you don't have to walk all the way down as well. Great stuff. Okay, the second question I always ask is, what has been your hardest thing about me? Oh, look at this. Hey, just before we continue, look at this perfect deer footprint. Is it a deer or is it a wild boar? Oh, can you see? Pretty sure it's a deer. Anyway, sorry. If you're on the podcast, that made no sense to you whatsoever. So if you want to check out the video, you can do. We're at 9 minutes 50. So get on there and you can check out what that is. Anyway, Where were we? Challenge. My biggest challenge is sometimes motivating myself to get outside, because I am a massive addict of the phone. We've run out of vines. Look, the vines are gone. We're a massive addict to the phone. I freely admit it. I need to motivate myself to get outside more, to push my sprog to get outside too. I want her to be adventurous and inspired and imaginative and creative, and all those skills that are created by being outside and adventurous. But my problem is that I don't get outside enough. I struggle to get myself out there. So I'm just like, I'm not some mad, although if I say that I've done some stupid stuff, but I'm not some mad guy who's out every weekend with his sprog. I'm not that sort of person, but I would like to be, a bit more at least, and be motivated to put my phone down and spend quality time with my little girl, because too often I'm on my phone, distracted. So my pledge to myself, and I'm doing it on a podcast, so that's pretty significant, is that I am going to put my phone down when I'm hanging out with my little girl. I'm going to put my phone down and spend time with her, because you know they say how fast it goes. It goes really fast. Oh, I've climbed all the way here. Did that one conversation? I was up there a minute ago. Anyway, where were we? Yes. So, best thing that happens, hardest thing, and advice. My advice to you is an adventure does not have to be a massive thing. It does not have to be taking your kids out of school and travelling around the world. It doesn't have to be, I don't know, one family I know put their kids on kayaks and kayaked around for months on end around the Mediterranean. Amazing people. But you don't have to do that. You don't have to do big things. You can just do what I did just the other day. Change the plans. Spontaneous. Walk to the bottom of the hill. What's at the bottom of the hill? A river. Let's see what we can find. Let's see the footprints. You don't have to be crazy. You don't have to be Al Humphreys or Dave Cornthwaite or any of these mad adventurers. You do whatever is an adventure for you, whatever is a challenge for you, whatever's difficult, or whatever is pushing you that little bit outside your boundaries. That is what you need to do. And I've run out of field. I'm going to turn left. And that's it. So that's the three questions. That's the main three questions I'm going to ask. If there's something else interesting about you, like Mel running her organisations, or Kev running his adventure film company, I'm going to ask questions about that as well. That's fine. But the main three questions are always going to be, number one, what's the most amazing thing you've done? Or the thing you're proudest of, or whatever. Number two, what's been your biggest challenge trying to raise your kids adventurously? And number three, what tips have you got for other people, other parents who want to raise their kids adventurously? Because that's what it's about. And that's me, that's my podcast, that's what I'm all about. If you want to find out more about me and what I've done a few stupid stuff, but not as much on my sprog as I'd like. But if you want to find out more about me, I'm on jondoolan.com, JONDOOLAN.com, and follow my stuff on there. Try to keep a regular blog, and I'll be putting more of these podcasts out, more of these videos out as the day goes past. And if you want to sign up for my newsletter, cool, do that too. Videos, book reviews, adventure stuff. So yeah, that's it from me. Next week, hopefully I'll be talking to someone different other than myself, but from Tuscany. This is a big fat goodbye. Keep adventuring, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.